Hello, 'tis me again. If you don't remember me or haven't seen me yet, my name is Mouth Juice, and I'm currently in production of an online animation series called the 88 Project. But for now, we're gonna do fun little videos like these. And for today's activity, today we'll be doing the 10 art style challenge, which I'm actually pretty excited for. I've been seeing it pop up a lot recently on my recommended, so I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring, And so since I've seen people do their own styles, I've decided to pick a few of my own to draw. So I hope you like it, and if you do, please like and subscribe. It really helps my team out and myself. And enjoy the video, hope you like it. Next up, we have our patient Zero over here. We have my little character lad, Mono. They use they, them pronouns, and they represent me. I thought it would make a super fun time to go off of things I like for making a persona, because I had a few before, but they just turned into OCs later on, so I decided to have fun with this one and go really into depth of what inspires me and what I like. So I decided to be quirky and kooky, and I made my character an alternate from Mandela Catalog, and honestly, I love them so much. I put so much thought and slay into this design. It's so slay. I love them. So pretty much when I drew them, I was like, okay, well, I like the half face thing. Gotta make it spooky. I gave her the super long smile, gave her the half face. I based her face kind of off of a comedy mask. And I gave her pretty much my hair, because she's an alternate. She gotta look kind of human. And I gave her normal human bod. Her legs are just all black because she has little stick legs. But definitely when I drew her, her lore details are pretty much, she's like me, but alternate form. It's like if I was hunted down for sport by an alternate, and this is what I would look like. And it also is a good separation technique to separate me from my character. So this is me online, I'm Mono. And then me offline, I'm Felix. Hee. So yeah, I really love the Mandela Catalog. I love analog horror. I love Walten Files. They all pretty much inspired me to be more into different depths of horror. So I was super happy when I made her because these all inspired me so much. So I was super happy to really just get into it. So yeah, this is me. This is Mono, my little persona guy. Next up is the Walten Files, and dude, let me tell you, I was so excited to do this one. Mainly, this is the immediate first one I thought of, and I was like, okay, what other art styles I could do? I was like, Walten Files. It was just cells bursted in my head. I was just like, Walten Files. Walten Files for me recently has been such a hyperfixation. I recently watched it with Michael's voice actor, and he got into it, so that was super slay. Oh my god, guys, the season trailer came out too, and I was so excited because I saw Charles, and I love Charles. I love Jack more, but Charles, I love him. My little divorcee. So I'm gonna be straight up. This took hours. I was so frustrated at one point because I could have done the cartoony style they had in 3 and 2, but I didn't really want to. That felt like I wouldn't be doing the most recent version of it, which is how they draw Susan now and the realistic version and Charles and all that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do full body render. It's gonna happen. I gotta live with it. I also haven't done lineless art in a long time, so this is kind of new. I didn't really know. I was like, oh, I can't put Mono just straight up in there because they have the hat face thing, and I was like, ooh, okay. So I had to pretty much draw me, and then give me her hairstyle and give her the little mask with her face on it. So it kind of looks like, if you put it on, it looks like her, but she's just wearing a mask. Hee. And it kind of helped that they blur out the faces a lot. Because I'm going to be a little honest, I got really scared the face didn't look good, and then I got to blur it, and I was like, okay, it looks like I did good. It hides my mistakes. So it came out way better than I thought it did. It really was just a wait for the process. I really like how it turned out. I think it translated well. It looks like what they look like. I just put it in dark lighting. But yeah, that's my version of Mono in the Walten Files art style. I love it so much. Please watch the Walten Files if you haven't watched it. It's so good. Alright, next up is the Vivziepop art style. When I was practicing for all the art styles, I'm gonna admit, I had no idea how to design my character with this one. Because I was like, they're all demons and they all look different. There's not like an outfit I can give them to like fit in with the group. So I was like, okay, well, how would she translate just in the world in general? So I was like, okay, I'll draw her as a little demon. So, to go with the analog horror theme, I decided to give her like this super long, like black form figure or whatever. Because I was like, okay, usually when I see analog horror creatures, they're super long and lanky and tall and gross. So I made her super long and lanky, tall and gross. I decided to kind of stick with the red, yellow, and black of Vivziepop's color palette. So you know how I usually highlight my character's head in like these little red lines? I pretty much did that, but just added a red highlight in her hair instead. Because it worked. I thought it looked cute. And honestly, whatever I like, I'm gonna put. I got a little insecure with the face. You can tell. I changed it a lot. So when I started doing it, I was like, okay, well, I don't really know what to do with this. You know, I'm just drawing her normal face at this point. And so I decided to just black out her eyes to make her look extra spooky. You know, give her the super long Vivzie eyelashes. And then when I made her outfit, I decided to make it like a long Victorian dress. I kind of based it off of the cannibals from Cannibal Town and made her a super long dress, but it turns into like tentacles at the bottom, which I was like, oh hell yeah. Because I was originally going to give her tentacles in the has-been design, because I was like, that would look sick as hell. But I was like, damn, I don't want it to just look like every other like Alistair ripoff. So I was just like, alright, well, I'll make her legs, tentacles, you know what, I'll be a little funky with it. So yeah, honestly, didn't have a lot of trouble, just a little few tweaks here and there, and that's the has-been art style. Okay, so next up is one of my favorites, Dungeon Meshi. I can't explain how much I love this show. It's so goofy, it's so funny, and I love it. I'm a Laos and Senshi stan. I love both of them. Pro ZD did my Senshi boy well. So when I went into this, I was already like overthinking, because I was like, crap, how am I gonna draw them in this art style, because they have the half face thing. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna rip off the one I did for the Walten Files. Draw me, draw them with the mask. Pretty much when I started doing this, I was like, ooh, I can make their little like sweater thing into like this long tunic dress, kind of like Marcel's, how she has a long blue like tunic dress. I kind of stole that. And I gave her these super overlong sleeves, cause I feel like they would just flap them around, and then with their whole like, I was like, oh, I can't really put moons on their clothes. I was like, oh, I'm gonna put moon jewelry everywhere. So I put dangling moons with the different faces all around their body on little strings, and then with all the different faces, and I love them. They turned out very well, and I was very proud of how they turned out. And then with the mask, I wanted to still keep in theme with like the fantasy D&D vibes. So I turned it into like the super thick thing and gave it like a leather buckle on the side of it to hold it down. And honestly, I like how it turned out. I was very scared it didn't look good, but I look at it now and I'm like, damn, I was cooking. I was straight cooking. But yeah, I was super proud of this one. It didn't take me as long as the other ones, but I'm not gonna lie, I think I can hold up. Just a little bit. It might not look exact. I feel like I got close, and that's what matters. Anyways, here's the Dungeon Meshi art style. I very like this one. Alright, next up we have Madoka Magica. I think this anime definitely reaffirmed my love for magical girls, because, don't get me wrong, I love magical girl animes where it's just cute friendship, slay, we won the day. But once you see enough, you start to fall into a rhythm, and I like when they break the rhythm. So when I saw Madoka Magica for the first time, and this was like recent too, I only watched it like a couple months ago, because I got inspired by Emarichu and Jinja Ninja saying how much they liked it as well. So I was like, you know what, I've been waiting for a new magical girl anime, let me see. bro, that it slaps so hard. Spoilers, here's a time step where you can skip all the spoilers. Dude, when mommy died for the first time and she was getting her head, I was in shock. I sat there, jaw on the floor. I was so dumbfounded, bamboozled, whatever you want. I was so astounded with how crazy this is gonna go. And that, like, set the precipice for, like, the rest of the anime. And I've only watched the one that they, like, the 12 episode one. I don't remember which one it's called. But recently I got Crunchyroll, so I'm gonna watch the other ones because I'm obsessed now. I love Madoka. She's so slay. I love her so much. Homura is crazy, and I love all of them so much. Mommy's my favorite. I'm a mommy stan. She's so slay. She has guns and shit. I love it. So I'm gonna be honest. When I drew mine, it didn't come out as well as I hoped. I think I overthought it. And I got way too comfortable in my own style, so it came out a little weird. And I think this is the one I'm least proud of, because I know I could do better. I'm probably going to redraw it in the future again. But I think I did well with the skill I have now. I need to definitely character study way more, and I'll probably I'll post a process or whatever. But definitely I would like to redraw this again and practice way more. Because, I want to slay. I want to make my own version of my Madoka Magica girl. So, for her, again, I had to do the mask thing. So yeah, here's my Madoka Magica girl style. Next up, we have Homestuck, which I was very excited to do, considering it did have a big impact on how I do my art today. It really taught me that I can be messy with my art style, but still make it look recognizable. Because my art back then, I used to be very insecure in my art, and you could tell because I would make everything very smooth, very I would hide the hands, I would make them do very stiff poses. They wouldn't look, they wouldn't look kooky. They wouldn't look a little scrunkly. So when I found Homestuck doing these goofy poses, I was so happy because I started translating that into my art, because now I would try and do goofy poses and stuff. And honestly, when I drew this now, I did really good, or a lot better than I thought I would do. Because I got scared. I was like, man, how am I going to translate her? Because, when you first start thinking about it, it's a little overwhelming. But then I was like, oh my god, she's monochromatic, black and white. That's going to work so well for this kind of art style. So when I started doing it, I was like, dude, this is easy. There's so much I can, do here that's not going to be a lot of work. And I was very happy to just keep going I was on a roll. Honestly, this did not take me long, and it looks so good to me. I love how messy but hee she looks. She just looks so slay and so goofy, and that's all I want them to be. They're supposed to be super silly, and I think they do look super silly, and that makes me happy. So here's my little silly little guy in the Homestuck art style. Hope you like it. Next up, we have Inuyasha. I love Inuyasha. That was my first anime. I was very as a kid, I usually just watched Pokémon or Inuyasha. Those were my main two as a small child. Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! Once in a blue moon. But the way Inuyasha shaped my early childhood art style is such a core memory for me. Because this is the one anime, this is the first manga I got. This is the first introduction to manga and the whole style in general. So when I had the manga, I used to get a separate page and redraw scenes in the manga. I was a Shomaru stan as a kid. I know he's toxic, but I love him. He's so mean to me, and I love it. I love a guy that I literally love a man that could kill me. So definitely when I was recreating this, it took me back. It made me so happy. I was like, man, this brings me back to the good old days. I think the only thing I would say is I was really conflicted between putting them in the Shrine Maiden outfit. I was really in a dilemma whether I should put her in this outfit or not, so I'm glad I found out which one to put her in. I was definitely proud of this one. It makes me happy. I love it. Please go read Inuyasha. It's amazing. And yeah, that's my Inuyasha art style. Alright, next up, I had to draw the Gravity Falls style. Okay, so here's the tea. So, I didn't know how I should draw this because I'm like, well, they would be a little creature because they are like an analog horror creature. And I was like, well, how would that look translated into this? Because, there's a bunch of monsters in Gravity Falls. And I was like, oh my god, I should totally redraw them as a Bill Cipher clone. That shit would be so funny. So that's what I did. I thought it would just be a funny haha if they were just a little triangle lad. They were just a little Bill Cipher clone, I know it was the easy way out, but I love I'm a Bill Cipher stan, so it worked out in my favor. I have no complaints. Definitely, I feel like they would be chaotic enough to be a Bill Cipher clone. He would just be like, yeah, I'm just monochrome now. Deal with it. Hee hee. I thought it would be so funny. I was so proud of myself. I was like, man, I'm so smart. But definitely, Gravity Falls was a major part of my childhood. I rewatched the show again recently just for, shits and giggles. And it still holds up so much. I love all of these little guys. Bill Cipher is my favorite. Also, definitely a Stanley stan. I gotta say it. I think we all remember the zombie episode. So yeah, here's my little guy in Gravity Falls. And next up is Pokemon. I feel like every art style challenge is obligated to have a Pokemon art style just because it is such a memorable art style. And I feel like everyone played Pokemon. And if you haven't, go play it. What are you doing with your life? I am a Leon stan. He's so scruggly. Anyway, definitely I had a little bit of trouble to start because I was very confused whether I should either do a simple standing pose, just them kind of chilling, but I was like, you know what, no, I'm gonna make them a little Pokemon trainer. So basically I had a little trouble with the eye shape and the face shape just because I'm not used to drawing the Pokemon art style, but when I did character study, because you can tell I drew a little bit and then immediately was like, wait, I didn't do character study. So I went back, did a little character study, and then came back and felt way more comfortable drawing in the style. I kind of went a little slay, because come on, I had to. Pokemon trainer outfits go wild sometimes. So definitely when I was drawing their outfit, put my whole brain into this one, had to put my whole creative juice into this one. So I think the only problem I had was I didn't have enough, I didn't know how to make them translate into my little analog horror creature. So my biggest issue, I think, was just translating. But again, character study definitely helps. And I pretty much gave an inspired look from their original outfit to their Pokemon outfit. And I really like the little moon shapes I put on the belt. I think it's a very good homage to the original outfit. So yeah, here's the Pokemon art style. I hope you like it. And finally, and for the best for last, Friday Night Funkin'. I love this game. I had my entirety of my high school playlist was different Friday Night Funkin' mods. I was there for Midnight Masses, Witty, Tricky. I was there when it was written. So definitely when I had the chance to do this, one of my first ones oh, Friday Night Funkin'. I got to. I'm obligated. Definitely, I would love to play this again. I probably will. I've played most of the mods. They're all so great. I love all of them. Dude, they go so hard sometimes too, and it really gets me involved. And I love a game where the soundtrack slaps. It's why I really love Silent Hill. So when I made them into this style, I was like, well, they have a feminine kind of body type. And I was like, yeah, but they have the boyfriend attitude. So I drew them in this short boyfriend, homage. And I think I love this one way more. I gave them big old black heels instead of the sneakers. I kind of love how the half face looks when they're all short and squished too. I kept all of their major details. It was really easy to translate, honestly. And this one was also one of the ones that was easiest to like character study for me because I had already doodled Friday Night Funkin' many times before. So this is way easy for me. Definitely go play Friday Night Funkin' if you haven't. It's so good. The soundtrack slaps. And I know a new Pico one came out, which I really want to play. But definitely love the art style. It's so like graffiti-esque and I love it so much. So yeah, here's the Friday Night Funkin' art style. I was really happy to do this one. And that's that. That's all my 10 art styles. Definitely, I don't have any regrets doing this. I learned a lot, actually. And I'm definitely taking account some of these into my own art style because it did kind of give me like a vibe I kind of wanted. If you have any new suggestions for new video ideas, please let me know in the comments. I'll always take new ideas. Definitely, if you've probably seen recently, I've been posting little clips of the trailer for the 88 Project series, which I'm working on right now. We are planning to release the trailer soon enough, and definitely keep an eye out for that. We've been working so hard on that. It looks so good so far. But yeah, so see you next time, and thanks for supporting the channel. Bye!